Hello there, it's me showing off my new haircut a bit. um, yeah, I'd wanted to do something I haven't actually done before and just do a quick run down of just some of the best and worst of this year, really. Um, what's number one the best? Not really sure why I got them in this list, really. I think it's just because I want to talk about defending some of what's been said. There's rich men north of Richmond. I do feel there's a lot that gets misunderstood about that, and people are still choosing to misunderstand it. Um, and I just want to clear up a few things because, okay, yeah, he's got the whole thing about, the obese, but then after that, he goes, these are the lyrics: young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground because all this damn country does is keep kicking them down. Well, he isn't just talking about working people, he's talking about, you know, what causes the situation that we're in. You know, what makes people want to eat unhealthily? Advertising. I mean, everywhere you look, there's just food porn everywhere. Oh, look at this big burger. Look at these crispy fries. Don't you want some of this? You know, it doesn't take a long stretch of the imagination to see that people buy into that. They get seduced by advertising of unhealthy food. It makes them obese and they die. You know, and it's just a no brainer. And I'm talking about somebody who, until recently I found myself eating unhealthily. Both myself and my girlfriend have issues with watching our weight. And sometimes you just need to actually realise, my God, I need to snap out of this. I need to start eating healthily. The girlfriend is on a diet and she's losing weight again. She's lost 3 pounds. May not seem huge to some, but it's getting her there. And I'm starting to eat the healthy green stuff, the vegetables. Because you eventually have to weigh things up. Do you want to wallow? Or do you want to die? As simple as. And, it's not that I don't want to help other people struggling with their weight issues. It's that I don't want to fund people so that they die. I don't want my taxes causing people's deaths. So to me, that's just no brainer, really. But this is the day and age. People just don't read into things, and even when he's gone on record as correcting what's actually being said there, people still choose not to believe him. That's the trouble when you actually give a voice to idiots who can't read into art. It's depressing, isn't it? But anyway, I'm going to put him as best. Worst has to go to Billy Bragg for, well, if you see my previous video on this subject, he jumped on board and came up with a stupid song about unions. Seriously, he just needs to disappear for good. I don't need to hear him. I don't need to be preached to by him. He's past it. He's of the 80s. He's not of this age. Go away. What are you doing here? Number three worst. That would have to be the YouTuber Todd in the Shadows. Um, Basically, he's gone all out on this guy called Jason Aldean, I think it is. He's one of these kind of like country slash grunge rock type artists. He's a Republican. Obviously, he's very um, patriotic. And he just basically wrote a song just essentially focusing on everything that's going wrong in the cities, basically. You know. And because some of the video featured Black Lives Matter protest, a load of people, especially this Todd guy, have decided to call him a racist. Never mind that he also featured footage from the Capitol Hill riots, in which several of the rioters burst into the building. The funny thing is, if you go to his profile, he also does everything. That's why he calls himself Todd in the Shadows, because everything he does is him in a shadow. I wonder why that is, Todd. Could it be that you yourself are actually one of the people he's attacking in that song? I think you are an Antifa rioter, hiding behind the cloak of this Todd in the Shadows YouTube thing. Well, how about you come out and explain to everyone that you're not that? Because I think you're just an Antifa rioter hiding behind a false identity. So, yeah, I'm going to call him out, but I've just got to do this as a little disclaimer. Whatever you will do, whoever sees this, not many people are going to see this, but I have my little audience. Do not harass him, because I don't want to get into trouble for him being harassed. And he doesn't deserve it, despite the fact that he's clearly an Antifa arsehole. So yeah, he's worst. Number 4, terrorism in Israel and the retribution. Well, we all know what happened there. That was incredibly tragic. It was tragic what happened in Israel. People just senselessly losing their lives. Tragic because so much misinformation, state misinformation, has came out of that country, claiming that this happened and that happened. The fact is, we don't know what happened now because so much misinformation has come out of the shadows by the Israeli government. There is some video evidence that there was, some violent rape happening, but heads and breasts rolling around on the ground, no, that didn't happen. And cooking babies whilst having dinner in an Israeli's house. Come on, these guys were out having an all-out assault on Israel. They wouldn't have had time to do that. And then came the retribution, where I'm surprised there's any Palestinians even left now. It's awful. It's horrific what's going on there, and I can't condone what's being done by either side. I really can't. So that was worst. So there's not really much to be best about, is there? But on a redemptive note, number 5, best. We have had more pardoning this year of women and a few men who were put to death in the Middle Ages and Tudor period for crimes of witchcraft, which, let's be honest, they were innocent of. They never did any witchcraft. They were just people who were accused by other people, and due to many factors, the courts chose to find them guilty. So there's whole generations of so many women across Britain, Europe, who were just senselessly put to death for something they should never have been put to death for. And I think regardless of the fact that it was a different time back then, I just think it is good to have them pardoned, to show that we recognise that these people were innocent. And that is a good thing. Right, well, that's me. Happy New Year, everybody. Bye.